In a time where computers were considered far too slow to render an actual 3D environment, developer John Carmack had a spark of genius. He figured, why waste computer resources rendering an entire environment when the user can only actually see what his player character can see? He developed an engine which rendered the screen one line at a time, displaying only what the player was looking at. He called this technology raycasting. Raycasting is the foundation of Hovertank3d, and the entire engine it is based on. In fact, despite being a very outdated technology no longer used in gaming, it is the foundation of the entire FPS genre. Hovertank is set in the future, where terrorists seem to have taken up the hobby of nuking, well, everything. Your job is to take your Hovertank and teleport into an area targeted for nuking, pick up all the hostages, and teleport out before the nuke hits. You play as a mercenary called Brick Sledge. And you thought Marcus Phoenix was a manly name. The gameplay is very simple. The player moves around a maze, picking up men and women who are trapped, while killing radioactive mutants and terrorist tanks. The player must be quick, because enemies could kill the hostages, which does result in a level of depth, as the player has to prioritize which hostages were at a higher risk and needed saving first. The Hovertank had one weapon, the tank turret. It also had the ability to use short turbo boosts, but no ability to strafe. It also took 3 hits to die. Graphically, well, for its time it was downright amazing, but very simple when compared to even the very next FPS to come out. The sprites were detailed enough considering the technology, but all the walls were single color, not textured at all. But it must be said that the tilting effect to simulate hovering actually made the 3D atmosphere even more convincing than its predecessor, Wolfenstein 3D. The sound effects are laughably bad, but in a way that almost seems deliberate. When a hostage is saved, their unenthusiastic and very tired "yay" might result in a giggle or two. Also, when the player dies, he screams "oh shit," which got a laugh out of me the very first time I heard it. I don't even know where to begin listing the effects this game had on the genre. It is the first actual first-person shooter. While not being the first ever 3D game, being beaten to the punch by Microsoft Flight Simulator and Elite, among others, it was the first game to have you on the ground shooting in first person, i.e. first-person shooting. It created the engine, which later resulted in Wolfenstein 3D, and further enhancement to the engine led to Doom. Up till Quake 1 days, raycasting was the way to display 3D. Even if it's not 3D rendering by today's standards, it was nonetheless a 3D technology. In conclusion, I would like to say that this is one of the most influential games to the FPS genre specifically. And it is a shame that so few people know about it, believing instead that Wolfenstein is the first actual FPS. Anyway, tune in to the next episode for the...